Now, I mentioned to some of you that I moved here from South Florida, originally from West Palm Beach. And my wife and I moved to Anaheim about a year and a half ago. When I moved out here, I didn't know anybody. No, it's a clean start, clean slate. Did that on purpose. I didn't want to know anybody. I wanted to start fresh. I wanted to move to a place where I knew I could grow my business, where I would meet interesting and lovely people, such as yourselves. But doing so, has anybody ever just uprooted and moved across country before? Oh, yeah, it's hard. It's scary. I mean, it feels like your whole life is just being cut in half. Well, almost. You see, moving is a very scary thing. The whole time I had this giant knot right in the middle of my stomach. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know if I was going to be successful. I didn't know I was going to end up, driving out to La Quinta someday before we do a magic show. You never know where that is going to take you. So, rather than be afraid of change, I chose to embrace it. I chose to have a little faith. You meet the right people, and all of a sudden moving is no longer scary. Matter of fact, moving can be quite the adventure. Moving can be the best choice you ever made. And because I get to do what I do for the people I do it for, I'm reminded every day of how good of a choice that was. Now, doing what I do, it meets a lot of really cool, interesting people. Once upon a time, I got to do my first sales meeting, which I thought was totally fun. You want to talk about being afraid? I had to go to a magic show for a bunch of salesmen, who would rather be on the road selling than sitting in a meeting, talking about quarterly numbers and stuff like that. I had to find some way of making my routine interesting. I was hired because of the idea of trying to find new ways of communicating your core values, your core ideas to your people. And so I came up with this, which I thought was really, really cool. It's an interesting way of getting it across. Let's say this red scarf right here, this is your message. This is what you want to get across to the other person. And these two blue handkerchiefs, one's the salesperson, the other one's the client. Now, sometimes the message gets lost amongst the glitz and the glamour of trying to make the sale. People talk way too much about the product and not enough about the person, how it's going to actually help the person you're trying to sell to. And when you do that, when it becomes all about the product, the true message cannot get across, and you get this knot. There's no way for that message to travel between the two. They're stuck in this impasse. Would you mind hanging on to these for a second? You were the closest one to me. You hold on to that, grab that with this finger, leave that sticking out. Perfect. Very good. So the message gets lost in this chessboard, this enigma of all this stuff, right? And if you're not careful, that message can be lost forever. And no relationship can possibly form. I think this goes way beyond a sales presentation. This is what life is about. Would you mind standing next to me? Thank you. Hold it. So, if you get to know the person and actually work with somebody and get to know what they need and who they are, the message finds a way of making it across. When you count 3, open your hand.